Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for Simple Stories, and I'm sharing with you this photo grid layout created using the Say Cheese Adventure in the Park collection, and it has a large pull out. So I've created a flap. That's what that puffy, it's not puffy, foam adventure sticker is a flap that you lift up to, and it folds over the photo, and then you pull a large journaling block up out of it. So you can see I've created my photo grid. These are photos that my husband sent me while he was at Animal Kingdom in April. And so I'm creating the pocket now that will go behind that. So you can see I put the foam sticker on a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm just scoring a line that I want to fold. And so I want the sticker to come slightly above the line of the end of the photo block, and not a whole lot, but enough to just get some overlap there. And so I'm just scoring that down, and I want to take off the adhesive from the top there. So I just have it's actually an anti-static pouch that I'm using, but it has powder too, so that is enough to de-stick elements. And then I'm trimming the edges here, and you'll see that I had put a brand new blade in my X-Acto blade, and I cut myself. So you can see I'm holding my left finger funny there, and it's bleeding, and so I have to go and get something to cover it. I don't actually have Band-Aids in the scrap room, but I do have paper tape because it is non-acidic per se, and so I'm just going to wrap that around my finger. So I want this to be I don't want the cardstock to be visible. I want it to be literally a flap, and so I'm just using my scissors to fussy cut here around the edge of the foam so that this is not sticky. It provides that flap, and so this is going to be the hinge. The white cardstock is the hinge between this foam sticker and the white cardstock that I will have my husband journal on, which is why it looks empty in the close-ups that you will see, because it takes him a while to compile his story. So I want that to be not there, the cardstock. I want to have, I don't want it to cover parts of the photo that it doesn't need to. So there we go. So the hinge is ready, and now I will use some double-sided sticky tape to adhere the hinge to the back of what will be the journaling. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and mark out on the back of the photo where that pocket needs to be, because that's where it's going to slide in and out of. And I don't need too much here, so I just have my 1/2 inch tape, and I figure the 1/2 inch is solid enough that it'll give me a nice strong tack. And so I'm putting that on the inside, because then that will adhere to the back side of the cardstock there. And so there it goes. And so there's the hinge for the foam sticker that covers a few of the photos, but then you realize that you can pull that out, and that is where the journaling will be. I could actually put more photos on there too. So that has been constructed. Now it is time to figure out the rest of the page. So there are tons of great pattern papers in this, but I don't need a lot of pattern paper because I have the busyness of the photos that are there, and I love the way that those squares that I put on the top complement the boxiness of the photos. And then I like white space, so I'm just going to use that coral color to really pop the colors that are in my photos, and then still have some white space down the bottom there. So you can see I only put adhesive on the 3 sides, so that is what is going to contain my my photo is going to slide in and out of there. And so this is me creating the pocket. I have my 1/2 inch tape, double-sided tape, and the reason that I'm using that is because it's got a nice strong tack to it, but then I realized that it's going to make the pocket too tight, and so you can see I go to the 1/4 inch for that one side, which is fine. I'm going to have a nice strong tack on two of the sides, and I'll still have a nice strong tack. It just won't be quite as dense. I forgot to remove the backing on that side there. So here I am testing out the pocket, and something that I do not do on camera, but a little hint that I have for you is if you take a piece of wax paper and you wipe it into the pocket, and then you also use the wax paper and wipe it over your wipe it over the white cardstock, it will slide so much better. And you'll see at the end, I think. Actually not here, but I have a reel that I've put up over on Instagram of it sliding in and out, so you can see that mechanism that works. So I've got a lot on the top. This is very, very top heavy, and I feel like I need something at the bottom to ground this. So I'm just going to use a little bit of that yellow strip there at the bottom. It's just a tone-on-tone pattern, and that it ties in the color nicely. It pops the green because of the yellow and them being complementary colors. And it gives a little bit of balance so that not everything is top heavy. This is not equal balance and weight at the bottom, but it's enough to create the balance of the top and the bottom. So I have pulled out here some bits and pieces, the foam stickers, and I also have the simple page pieces, which I actually end up not using. But so I am just literally going to scatter all around the edges, the left edge, bottom edge, and right edge, various bits and pieces that are relevant to Animal Kingdom. So you have the pineapple whip or the Dole whip. You have the planes, not the planes, I don't know why I said planes, the birds. So tropical, you have the crocodile and tropical drinks. And so I have sorted all of those things, and I'm going to put them all around the edges just for some added embellishment. It gets a little bit of some of my white space, and it makes it really, really busy. But I like that fun touch of being able to just, it represents the space. So you can see I had a couple of white spaces in the photo grid there because I didn't have photos that size, and I wanted to use all sorts of different size photos. I wanted it to be a mosaic-ish effect, and I actually like the white space that's up there. It affords me the ability to hang the sign that says tours departing every day, as well as just write in there Animal Kingdom and then the date, and I'm going to write that underneath the vines that are up that top right hand corner there. So I thought that maybe I might use that second set of vines just as a complement to it, but it was just too much going on there, and you can really see the vines because of that white space that I have there. One of the things that I am going to do off camera is I am going to actually add the decorative brads in there. I love that they're still called decorative brads, even though there's no brad to them. Brad heads with stickers, maybe. So I'll add those in, but I'm trying to get a mix of color, a mixture of texture, because some of the foam stickers I am going to use, and then also I'm going to use the brads, and pattern as well. So nice sprinkling of things that will go around the edges of that there. And I do have a lot of story, or he has a lot of story to tell, or I'm forcing him to tell a lot of story. And so I will be able to tell a lot of story because I've got that in the hidden journaling in the pocket behind that photo grid there. So this is one of the new collections that's come out by Simple Stories. There is, so the whole Say Cheese compilation. You've got Say Cheese, and then you also have, so this is Adventure at the Park, which features Animal Kingdom, and then you have Tomorrowland, and then there's one that features, I forget the names of all of them, and I don't have the catalog right in front of me. I'm sorry. But this is one of these, let's call it smaller subsets of Say Cheese that is specific to Animal Kingdom without saying that it's Animal Kingdom. And so I have documented my husband's morning at Animal Kingdom. This was a crazy day. So he went down there just for a long weekend. So I think it's a 12 or 14-hour drive from where we live to visit his family, because his family who live on the West Coast were on our East Coast Walt Disney World adventures. And so he found a hotel that could get him into the park early. And so he got into Animal Kingdom. And then I think it was a park hopper pass, because they were going to be somewhere else that afternoon. And so he met up with his sister and brother-in-law and my mother-in-law. Actually, I think she wasn't feeling well, so she left for the afternoon. But he literally went to Animal Kingdom, I want to say Frontierland, and then they were tired, so he went off to Epcot by himself. I mean, he literally took advantage of Park Hopper when it said Park Hopper, and yeah. Anyway, so in the meantime, while I've been talking about this grand adventure, I have put all sorts of things around the borders. I love the effect that it has created. It sort of represents the busyness of the day that he had, dashing here, there, and everywhere. I am going to actually use a piece of washi on the bottom strip there. It just needed a little bit more color down the bottom, and that you will see in the close-ups adds that perfect finishing touch. Be sure to head over to Instagram too if you want to see how that pocket slides in and out with a better effect. There's that washi that I referred to. So enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions about how I created that pocket, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. Come back again soon. Take care.